I am in beautiful LA, a perfect place to take a video because everything here is so superficially beautiful. But like actually though, look at this sun, look at those palm trees. Like, come on, this is Instagram fucking paradise right here, man. Everybody's sexy. Everyone's sexy, bro. Everyone's sexy. But you know what? It ain't always about the sexy. It ain't always about the sexy. It's about the spiritual sexy, baby. I don't know if this is too dark. There we go. There we go. So I'm kind of just like, I try not to just upload videos willy-nilly unless like I feel it in my spirit, like, okay, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about that. So what I am going to talk about, this is kind of willy-nilly though, it's just my experiences lately with God. And I'm not going to go into all my experiences because that's between me and God. But however, I just want to start getting people to start entertaining that there is a higher power, and not in a religious way. I'm not religious. I honestly do not feel like an all-knowing infinite God would need to constrain itself within a religion, and I feel like there's many different assets and ways to experience God. You do not need to be on a level of consciousness where you are one and united with God and realizing like, oh shit, I am God, and becoming one with that. Because from my experience, God is all things, and all things that are evil and wicked are ignorant to what they are. And this is what's been happening on this planet for thousands of years. And even the story of Adam and Eve, to me, is a metaphor before, when humans had this connection with God, with the most high power, and they were manifesting because God's will was coming through them. They were not associated with the identification of their thoughts, which we all are now, which is what a lot of people are now, which you can experience through allowing yourself to be present. I've watched a video about a man talking about, New Age and why it's evil. I'm not about New Age spirituality. I'm not religious either, and I do feel like there are things in New Age where they are worshiping spirits which do not need to be worshipped, because the Most High is the only thing that needs to be worshipped. However, I don't think you need to constrain yourself within a religion in order to worship God. You don't need to do that. I do not feel that is necessary. However, whatever road is going to get you to the light, hey, by all means. And I'm not here to bash or to make anybody feel like you shouldn't be believing certain things. You should believe what you want. However, from my experience, I have realized a lot of these facets are a lot of ways. Like, there are things, I don't even want to say New Age, because I don't know what exactly the New Age is. I know people be all up in the crystals and all this type of shit. It's not necessary. I really don't believe it's necessary. Even I fuck with crystals sometimes, but it's not necessary. And even my experiences with Jesus and Christ, I truly believe, and I could be wrong, and maybe I'll experience this later, that Jesus itself, Jesus could have possibly been real, and Jesus was somebody that came to this level of God consciousness that allowed, when he went around saying, I am the Son of God. I believe we're all the sons of God. But here's the kicker though too. I don't believe everybody is going to obtain levels of consciousness like that. And I don't think everybody is meant to obtain levels of consciousness like that, because everything's will, when you are present and you let go of the thoughts in your head and you become one with who you are and what you want, not a thought that, because that's the thing too, it's really hard to, I can explain it, but it's harder if you haven't fully experienced it, dissociating from your thought patterns. I believe that the bacteria in your body, everything resonates and comes from the unseen place and is made seen. So even the bacteria in your body is spiritual in nature, and you can have good bacteria and bad bacteria. You can have angels and demons that talk to you. You've seen people out on the streets, right, that, usually, like, you call them crazy people, ones that do a lot of drugs. They, maybe I shouldn't skateboard. You'll see them talking. I've done this too. I talk to myself, actually. The question is, am I really talking to myself? they'll be like, no, motherfucker, fuck you, da da da. It's because they have entities or generational patterns or something passed down. Like, okay, their father is talking to them and saying this mean, negative shit. But that's not actually their dad. That's also another entity that got latched on to their dad and then talked through their dad to them, then is talking to them through them. And then they're like, fuck you, fuck, motherfucker. They're, you know what I mean? It's all this hurt and pain. So the bacteria in your body is intelligent and it talks to you. And thus entities and spirits, and I believe that there's actual spirits. They are everywhere and you are being watched, and you have spiritual guides watching you, whatever you want to call them. You're being watched. And the better you can heal and heal your body, heal the energy frequencies within your body to allow the most high power, that Christ energy, whatever you want to call it, into your body, that is the goal. You know what I mean? That is the goal. Everybody has totally different ways of talking about it. You know, I just talked to a Christian person today, and, you know, I can't say what their experiences are. I've had my experiences which would make me believe like, okay, I understand what you're saying. However, my experiences are going to contradict your experiences. And a lot of people haven't reached certain states of consciousness. And my reasoning for saying that, I don't think everybody is. So check it. The will, when you become one with that consciousness, I began to realize, and I'm not always one with the consciousness. I'm not always one with God. You know what I mean? But I have had those experiences where I am, and especially on shrooms, I'm like, whoa, which I've noticed with shrooms will elevate your consciousness wherever you're at. Not everybody's going to experience the same, and not everybody's going to have that. What I came to realize is that this is why I start talking about the Most High and stuff like that, is yes, you are God. However, you know, they even talk about it in spiritual stuff. You have a higher self. Everybody has a main higher self, and we're all connected to that, which is what you would call God. God's will runs through all things, everything. And the more you clear yourself of the baggage and the hurt, God's will and God's love can come through you, and you will start doing and imagining and dreaming the dreams from your heart that God has put in you in order to do the things that you need to do. And that's why I say not everybody's going to reach those states of consciousness. Not everybody is supposed to, because that's not the will of God. That's not what God wants them to do. But if you have such a strong urge to learn and do these things, then that's probably because God wants you to do those things. But some people are never have that urge or desire, because I believe that God is not necessary. It's not necessary. You know, that doesn't mean that you're better than anybody else or anything like that. It just means that everybody's purpose is different, and you can't put everything in a box. That's why I just refuse to put myself in a religious box. I refuse, because the infinite God is too powerful to be limited, to be constrained. However, I do feel like religious doctrines and stuff, no matter how corrupt they have gotten in certain aspects, there are truths in there. And like Christianity, right? Christianity focuses, from my understanding, Catholicism and stuff focuses more on the spirits, focuses more on the right and the good, focuses more on, like the right and the good, like the spirits and shit. And that stuff is real, man. I've learned to realize that shit is real. And you can meditate too. You know what I mean? You can meditate, come one, manifest. There's so many different ways. So I'm not here to tell you how you're supposed to experience God, because everybody is going to experience God differently. I'm just here to tell you that there is a higher power, and that there is a light, and there is this Christ energy, whatever you want to call it. We're all doing it in different terms, because she was just like, well, you know, the energy, you know, with the spiritual people to get on this energy, whatever. You can call it whatever you fucking want. Energy, particles, atoms, vibration, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta make a video that's more clear and coherent, because I'm kind of just like talking off the wazoo right now randomly. Give me some sun right there. But I just wanted to kind of put to people's attention, like, ask God, ask the Most High, ask Him for guidance, ask for clarity, Him, it, her, all things, the universe, ask it, whatever you want to call it, ask it for guidance, ask it for clarity, ask it for truth, and God will send you your truth. God will send you the truth that belongs to you. However, I do believe that there is a true truth, and there are true truths, and I believe that there is a high being. There is. And I feel like the devil, or whatever you want to call it, has tried to confuse us and perverse everything. And those places aren't coming from love, because ultimately I believe that the Creator only is coming from a place of love. And the reason why I say that is because when you realize that you are one with all things, and that you are God, and that you are connected to all things, you realize that everybody is you and you are them. So it would actually be in your own ignorance to hate yourself, because to hate somebody else would be to hate yourself. To hurt somebody else is to hurt yourself. So all the hurt and all the pain comes from ignorance. And back on the Adam and Eve story, I believe the Adam and Eve story is a metaphor for when we lost connection to the source and we became ignorant. Thus the fruit of good, the knowledge of good and evil, all that shit, we became ignorant. It might actually be literal. I'm not acting like I know, but this is my opinion, is that we became ignorant of that connection and we lost that connection over time. And thus pain and suffering came to this planet. None of that had to happen. And I believe we suffer because we're here, we have to learn. But I do honestly believe that the Christ is coming back. It is coming back. And a great awakening is going to happen. There's many ways and different ways that is going to explain, but you can't put it in a box. But I will say there are different ways to explain the same thing. And the same thing is going to happen. And whether you like it or not, this game that we're playing, you know, people get their nice cars, all this shit, they like their material stuff. Nothing wrong with that. You need to know that you're above all this stuff. You're above it. Your imagination, manifesting, realizing manifestation, all this type of stuff. The imagination. God wants you to be prosperous. God wants you to feel love. We've just been conditioned in our mind of lack. We've been conditioned over thousands of years of lack, because there's dark forces on this planet that want to control us for whatever reason. I'm not too sure. I don't know why. Maybe they just fucking do not like us. And I don't have all the answers, but all I'm here to say is that there's a higher power and there is something beyond us all. And this game that we're playing here now, you know, we go to work, we do all these things, and it's all supposed to happen. But there's a bigger game that is being played on this planet and in this universe. There's a much bigger game, and there's spirits, there is angels, whatever you want to call them, light beings, demons, dark beings, whatever you want to call it. And they're playing and they're whispering in people's ears and they're doing stuff. And this world is, I believe it so much now through my experiences. This world is way more magical. And I mean magical. I mean literal magic fantasy than we even realize, guys. Than we even realize. So I'm going to keep it at that. I know that was kind of all over the place. But yeah, I'm going to comment below if you have any questions. I want to make more coherent videos. You know, I'm kind of just like, once the feeling strikes me, it hits me, and I'm like, okay, I'll make a video. So, comment below, let me know. And yeah, you guys have a great day. Evan the Sun King out. And we're all kings and queens, but honestly, we transcend all that shit anyways. Sovereignty within yourself. Love yourself. Peace out. Have a good day. Here's the sun. Ah, the light!